Test, test. Hey, how are you? So I was meant to speak, oh cool, they've changed the heading. I was meant to speak about the metaverse, but I'm like, all right, I've been doing this for a year, country to country. I think I was here last year talking about the metaverse and explaining what the metaverse is. I hope you guys know the answer to that and I can skip to something different. So I had an event in Dubai a week ago, and on the way there, they didn't change the title or anything. I'm like, I'm sick of talking about the metaverse. Let me talk about something no one else talks about. Something that brings value to the audience, like literal, genuine value. So I came up with a bunch of topics. I've got them on my phone. And it got, I wrote them on the way to the event. And it got, everyone really interested. I was meant to speak for 15 minutes. I ended up speaking for 45 and then another half an hour answering questions afterwards. So it went well. So I'll give it a shot here, and I think you'll enjoy it. What I want to talk about are things that, unless you're deep in the space and what they call a degen, you probably haven't heard of. And I'm going to test out the audience, see who's heard of these various topics. These are things that I've had to learn in the space as well. So I host the biggest show in crypto called The Roundtable. Some of you might know it. We do it on Twitter Spaces. We have 50,000 people per show twice a week. And as I started hosting that show about 3 months ago now, I've started going deep into various topics. And I realized, I've been in the space since 2017, there's so much shit even I don't know. And I'm starting to learn. It's insane. And it's very, I won't use the word lucrative, but it's very exciting being that early in various aspects of crypto. I'm just looking at the list. It's fascinating how big crypto is. I'll give you examples. Has anyone heard of hybrid NFTs? Hybrid. All right, 1, 2. All right, cool. Now, it might mean different things to different people. You know, crypto in the early days, everyone starts using cool, sexy terms. Hybrid NFTs are NFTs that are linked in one way or another to the physical world. I'll give you an example. Imagine buying an NFT of a horse and being able to horse race in the metaverse. It's pretty cool, okay? And there's a few projects doing this. But imagine that same NFTs is a representation of a horse in the physical world. And if the horse in the physical world wins, the value of the NFT goes up and you win money. Or there's another project called Omnia or something like this. And what they do is the same thing, but in sports. Imagine an NFT of a sports player, let's say LeBron James. It has value in their ecosystem, in their quote-unquote metaverse. But if LeBron James has an injury, the value of the NFT goes down. So now there's a link between the physical world and the virtual world, which I think is like the adoption cycle of NFTs. There has to, and of crypto in general, there has to be some sort of bridge with the physical world before we detach completely in the next decade or two. So hybrid NFTs, at least a term that I've heard a few times, are NFTs connected to the physical world that get impacted by real life events. That's one thing. Pretty damn cool. In-game NFTs. Now that one is not as unknown. A lot of you have probably invested in play to earn games, what's known now as play and earn games. So freaking exciting. It's insane. Like imagine buying a spaceship in a game that then gets used by millions of players and that has interoperability with another game let's say in 5 years time. So I had Big Time. Who's heard of Big Time? They're one of the biggest games in the space, Big Time. Yeah, we had them on the show yesterday. So freaking cool what they're working on. But no one talks about them. They were all the hype last year. The valuations on play and earn games last year was stupid. Way overpriced. And that's like the complete opposite. Everyone's freaking out. The same assets have dropped by 96, 97, 98%. The same assets. And the number of users has increased. Go figure. So in-game assets are very exciting, but they're also very tricky. Because you want to make money. If you're investing in the space, if you're a VC, you want to get a return. So if you invest in in-game assets, you want the value of these NFTs to go up. But it's a bit tricky because as the value of the NFTs goes up, people wanting to enter the game need to spend more for these assets to play the game. and that's a bigger barrier to entry. So probably a less risky play there is, instead of investing in the NFTs of that game that don't necessarily have to go up in value, you can, unless you use them in a guild type structure, you can invest in the token of the game, which generally is structured to go up in value as the game gets more adoption. I'm going quick through these points. If you have questions, hit me up afterwards. My name should be there, and I'll try to answer them because I only have 10 minutes and I have a flight as well, so I got to rush. So, in-game assets, hybrid NFTs. I'm checking how much time I have. Do I finish at 11:30 or 11:35? Anyone let me know, 11:30 or 35, so I have an ID. Next one. Okay, I'm going to talk about something that most of you know and many of you probably hate. PFPs, profile pics. So who owns a CryptoPunk or an Ape or any other PFP? Anyone? All right. Does anyone have it as their Twitter profile picture like I do? Respect. Even after the bear market, you still have it. Cool. I do too, so we're in the same boat. Who thinks PFPs are stupid? No, I don't think so, but just... Okay, 2 people. Okay. You're both right. If you think they're great, they think they're stupid, because they can be either one. Now, PFPs, and I'll be quick, 10,000 pictures. That's how it all started with CryptoPunks. But that's not it. Doodles just raised $52 million. They announced it 2 weeks ago, a week or 2 ago. $52 million at a $750 million valuation. So I'm guessing they've got more in store for us than PFPs. Let's look at apes. They started with 10,000 PFPs that give people different levels of access. They've then acquired other PFPs, including Lava Labs, Punks, Meebits. They've acquired those. They've launched a token that has various utilities. They're launching a metaverse with a game aspect to it. They're creating music NFTs. I don't have much time to go into it. You can link those to a PFP collection by having the royalties linked to the PFP. I'm not going to go in the legal aspect of these things. Or have people that own the PFP maybe get airdropped another NFT, thousands of it, and that NFT represents the songs being released by artists that did deal with the collection. So I'm trying to quickly go through all the things that can be built on a 10,000, that can start as a 10,000 PFP collection, 10,000 photos. So it might start as 10,000 ugly photos, but it might evolve into a whole ecosystem built on the foundation of 10,000 photos. 10,000 photos are the beginning, not the end result. Okay? And again, the market cap of these things is insanely down now. It's crazy how cheap they're getting. All right. ENS domains. Who owns any ENS domains? All right, cool. I won't go too deep into this. I think you understand the value there. Does anyone own .sol domains? .sol. Cool. All right, there's Cardano as well, etc. So I own both. Fascinating world as well. They pumped a lot recently. Again, none of this is investment advice. I don't know what will happen to any of those assets. Some of them might do well, some of them might not. I'm just telling you the things we're looking at beyond what everyone talks about. Because I've been in the space, I've invested in over 200 projects through IBC, my other company. This one says NFT Technology. I'm no longer the CEO, by the way. I stepped down after we went public, got a new CEO, because I have another company called IBC, which I've founded in 2017, and I host my show that takes up all my time. But NFT Tech is a publicly listed company, sick company. IBC is an incubator, sick company. The reason I say those is we've invested in the projects, a lot of layer 1s, layer 2s. We've invested in a lot of DeFi plays. We've invested in games. So we have wide exposure to these startups. But I want to tell you about other asset classes beyond startups. So I'm trying to talk about something different that many of you might not know or might not. No one has talked about on stage. So .sol domains, ENS domains, check them out. ENS domains with 3 digits, 4 digits. They're a flex. Imagine owning a 4-digit domain name. I have a punk. My main punk is 2314. I think that's what the code is. So imagine owning 2314.eth. That could become my identity. Especially for pseudo-anonymous PFPs that represent a pseudo-anonymous identity. They might use the 4-digit code of their PFP as their identity. So that's a flex. I bought a 3-digit domain for high five, I think 60K or something, because I think they'll become a flex the same way as number plates on a car are a flex. So just start to dig into it. And I think there's a website called ENS Vision. Check it out. You'd be surprised of the world that exists there. Don't know if it will exist in a year or two time. Could be a lot bigger, could be non-existent. I have no idea. Now you might be like, all right, Ethereum, Solana, PFPs, NFTs, Ethereum and Solana domains. Why is there two? Why do we need two with Ethereum POS now? Communities. Solana has an incredible community in the PFP collection. I've gone deep into it in the last few months. It's a whole different world of crypto that anyone who's been there for a few years, you might not know exists. There's a whole, who's been in crypto since prior to 2020? Prior to 2020. Who's been in, all right. You're the same boat as me. Guys, there's people that joined crypto in 2020. They're the big NFT guys that are playing that game. I've neglected them for the last couple of years. I've gone deep into that world in the last 6 months. It is crazy. They're a whole different breed that think and act different to all of us, that talk about different assets to us. So check out the Solana community. Check out the Ethereum NFT community. These are very interesting worlds. You have time now. It's a bear market. Okay, so I've talked about hybrid NFTs. I've talked about in-game assets. I've talked about ENS and Sol domains. I've talked about the NFT community on Solana. What they call, I think they call degens, the NFT degens. It's an incredible world that I've explored. What else do we have? I've got another 1 minute, so I'll go through the rest of them pretty quickly. Mergers and acquisitions. We're doing a lot of those in the space. I won't go deeper because a lot of it is confidential. Just want to tell you guys, attention is so cheap right now. Acquire attention, acquire assets, increase your reach, because when the bull market kicks in, that reach is extremely valuable. We're doing a lot of those acquisitions in the space. People are freaking out like they did in 2018, especially new guys. They own incredible assets. They don't value them properly, and they just want to exit the market. So you can buy, you remember, Polygon dropped by 95% in the bear market. Polygon. So Axie Infinity struggled to raise $800,000. No one wanted to invest in Sandbox in 2018. If you think this is a bear market, you weren't there in 2018, 2019. This is nothing compared to the ice age we had. So things are cheap. You can acquire a lot of stuff for cheap. In the last couple of minutes that I have, I think, I have another minute or so, yeah? Guys, another minute or more? 1 minute, yeah. So less than a minute. I'll just say this. I don't have time to go through all the various asset classes there is in the space. There's a lot. Things are extremely cheap. They could get a lot cheaper. I never predict those things. I have no idea. I wish I had more time to tell you about more things, but I don't. So hit me up if you have any questions. I do run a pretty big incubator in the space. We acquire a lot of stuff. Probably not going to acquire anything from you guys because you're here in a bear market. So obviously you believe in the space and you're probably not going to give us any massive discounts. But shop around. If you don't have the capital, keep working in the space. It's so damn exciting. So damn exciting. I was in a meeting before this with a traditional regulator who was offered a very high level, executive position at Binance. And I was just having a chat to him. A year ago, he was extremely bearish of crypto. Now, he's considering taking an executive position at Binance. Very exciting times ahead. Congratulations on being here in the bear market and good luck over the next year. I hope these quick points got you some value. All the best, guys. Thank you so much.